In this video, we're going to talk about the role of a random sample. Statistics is the science of using data to find patterns and infer representations from the samples taken. When taking data on something, we need to know what that data is going to tell us. Data analysis is a process of looking at the data closely and then modeling the data to discover useful information to make better decisions. When we collect data, it's important to have a random sample. This is so that our dataset is not biased and truly represents the population that we are collecting data on. Random sample is a randomly selected subset of the population. The key word there is random. If you are collecting data or conducting a survey, there are steps so that you can design a random sample. First, you need to define the population. What group of people are you wanting to be in the population? Are you talking about women, men, people of a certain age group, or people in a certain demographic? After you know your population, you need to choose your sample size. This is how many people that you are going to be surveying. It needs to be an appropriate amount of people to accurately reflect the population. After you choose the sample size, you need to list the population out. Once you list out the population, you're going to assign number values to everybody inside the population. This is so that you can use the numbers to randomly select participants for your survey. When we randomly select participants, one thing you can use is something called a random number generator. You can also use something called a random lottery. Once you have your participants randomly selected, then you can conduct your survey. We're going to go through a few examples where you're going to say whether the sample is random or not. If it's not random, we're going to explain why. This first question says, you survey customers at a mall. You want to know which stores they shop at the most. So you stand at the same entrance and ask the first 10 people who enter the door what their favorite store is. Do you think this is a random sample? The answer is no. Why is this not a random sample? The key here is that you stood at the same entrance of a mall. This could be biased because all those people might be going to the store right at that front entrance. Therefore, you might be missing people who are going to the other side of the mall to enter the stores at that side of the mall. So if you wanted to conduct a survey, you should ask the same amount of people at every entrance. Let's try another one. We're going to state whether it's a random sample or if it's not. And if it's not, we're going to explain why. This says that you want to know the most popular store in town for local college students. You go to the university and get a list of students. You randomly assign number values to the students and then use a number generator to get 400 participants. You then send out correspondence to those 400 participants. What do you think? Is this a random sample? The answer is yes. You randomly assign numbers, you use the number generator, and the number of participants is large. This would be a good sample for a dataset. Now pause the video and try this last one on your own. Now let's see how you did. This one says that you want to know if your favorite singer is currently the most popular singer. You decide to poll your 10 closest friends on their favorite singer. Did you think this was a random sample? The answer is no. This is not a random sample. You asked your friends. Your friends are probably going to have the same opinion as you. If you want to make this a random sample, you should poll people that you don't know. You might also want to define your population. Do you want to know if your favorite singer is the most popular in your age group or among all age groups? Among boys or among girls? Locally or globally? These are all questions that you need to answer when designing your survey.